facilitating, supporting the county of Kisumu through the risk vulnerability mapping, and finally also supported during the participatory adaptation plan process that was adopted by a bigger program called the Voices for Just Land Action. And the Voices for Just Land Action is a program that was funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Netherlands, and bringing together different organizations to support communities. We also have the community initiative support. Thank you very much. So we also have, you can where you are. So thank you very much. And I mentioned that SDI Kenya is an organization that offers technical support to the federation. So I would invite one of the federation members from Kisumu, one of the 𝗦𝗗𝗜 members from Kisumu, Rhoda, to also say something before we take the program.
Thank you, Gideon. My name is Rhoda. Your Excellency, Deputy Governor, the honorables that have graced this occasion, all stakeholders. As Gideon has mentioned, I am talking on behalf of Muungano wa Wanavijiji. Muungano wa Wanavijiji consists of you and I who lives in any slum area within the world. In Kenya, we are Muungano wa Wanavijiji, but this journey began 3 years ago. And I just want to speak about the benefits that come out of this journey. The risk and vulnerability mapping was identified with the risks that they had that came as a result of climate change. There's so much talk about climate change, but it hits deeper in the slum areas. And that is the reason why we wanted to understand just how hard hit we are. And that report that we have just seen out there, the report that we are launching today, guides us and helps us to understand just how hard climate change hits in the slum communities. But the good thing is that there has been resilience. Out of this report, we were able to understand that the communities have always managed to find a way around the things that hurt them most, like the floods, like the heat, and many other effects of climate change. That came out very prominently. The other thing that came out is that the community have ways, they have suggestions that they are willing to give, and they are willing to even make adjustments so that they can be able to make a difference and live better and dignified lives even around climate change. Another good thing that we found out of this report is the potential that came out of it. In businesses, technologies coming out of what was supposed to frustrate and hurt us. We have built life because it is in a very detailed report. Anybody can access it, anybody can be able to use it. We have made recommendations in those reports. We have made recommendations, and anybody who's willing to know and to understand can now take it. We do not want this report to gather down shelves, in different shelves. We really would wish to have stakeholders coming forward and tapping from this knowledge that has been given with so much sacrifice. The report gives each one of us a space to do something. Also to be noted is that we know what we want, and the adaptation planning made that come very, very clearly. As community members, those of us in the slum areas, we are willing to partner with the county government, with other stakeholders, so that we can be able to live dignified lives and have livelihoods. What also has come out of this is the collaboration between the community and the government. When we started, there was a bit of bad blood, but right now, we are very comfortable around each other. We speak, we reason together, and we hold hands for a better Kisumu city.
Thank you so much, Madam Rhoda.
Yes, so thank you very much. As I conclude, I wanted to recognize the presence of SDA Kenya staffs who are here. Maybe you can stand maybe for an introduction. So because of the interest of time, I'll do the introduction. So we have on the other end is Sarah Uma, who is our communications manager at SDA Kenya. We have 𝗦𝗶𝗶𝗀, who is also our program officer supporting us in the planning of the city. And then we have our program officer in charge of the Kisumu County, 𝗬𝗲𝗀, who is also here. I think now you can just think. Before I mute, I wanted to also recognize the presence of our board member, one of our board members who also is present here. The board has been very critical in approving the support that we gave to the Kisumu County, and also the guidance that we got from them, and also just external support that we received that made this possible. So Nancy, I don't know whether you can just stand and wait for it.
Partner, Your Excellency, sir, allow me now to invite Dr. 𝗬𝗲𝗀 from 𝗦𝗗𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀
Excellency Deputy Governor Dr. 𝗦𝗗𝗞𝗲, CEC, Environment Institute, CEC Trade, Madam Karina. Good morning, everyone. My name is 𝗦𝗗𝗞𝗲, not Dr. 𝗦𝗗𝗯𝘀𝗶. I'm here on behalf of Dr. 𝗦𝗗𝗯𝘀𝗶, and I'm here also to represent 𝗦𝗗𝗜 So 𝗦𝗗𝗜 was engaged to do a study for Kisumu County, where we conducted the economic and social assessment of climate change in Kisumu County. Of our county documents, that is the CIPs, the ADPs, the budgets for the county, to help us quantify what we call the impacts of climate change. We usually talk about the impacts of climate change and we leave it there. We don't go further to question what exactly does it mean in our sector approach, where we looked at all the critical sectors that are affected by climate change. Agriculture, livestock and fisheries being one of the key sectors. The blue economy of Kisumu. Blue economy, Kisumu County also. We looked at I'll just give the highlights of what was established in this assessment. And what we had is agriculture, we had a loss of almost 200 million to 207 billion between 2017 and 2023. So you can imagine how grave the issue of climate change is for the county and even for the people. We went to the ground and did focus group discussions in all the 8 sub-counties. And in this, it's only one week, where we are seeing that for fishermen, they recorded an 80% decline in their returns in terms of fishing. These are figures that we were able to establish these climate change issues are having on the people. For health, what we were able to establish is this, of course, the spike of vector-borne diseases during flooding, and we go to work, and they also lose their income. So we have about up to 50% loss in terms of labor hours. Between 2018 to 2023, that is what we were able to focus our study on losses of the revenue in terms of climate change. And we are looking at projected 12 billion annually in terms of losses. These are critical things that can inform policy direction for our county so that we can build resilience from the community to how we plan our activities to what it is that we decide to invest in. The study concluded by proposing green investments for the county to undertake, and we went through a very rigorous process of identifying the green investments to uptake, and secondly, we also prioritized the green investments to uptake. There were so many. I think we came up with almost 20, but we have the top 5 projects that have been identified, right from the community to all the key persons in terms of technical persons who are going to support the process. So I don't want to tell you what these proposed projects are. The only way for us to know is to interrogate the document. We have the document printed ready for us to look at it. I want to believe it will be uploaded on the website at some point so that all of us are able to see where we are moving as a county.
Your Excellency, the Governor, your Honorable Speaker, and Waziri, PC, As you heard, my name is 𝗲𝗲𝗂𝗏, and I'm from the School of Planning and Architecture at Maseno University. Maseno University is the main driver of want to recognize the different partners that were involved. Specifically, and the first one is the county government of Kisumu. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Evans, at some stage you'll be talking, but allow me to recognize you. They gave us a lot of support. And then we also have another partner in the name of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏. Rhoda, she's is not there, she had already talked before. And then they made our SDI. The director is around. I will be given some chance at one point, Kim. And then we also had community members involved beside Assesment University. May I also take this opportunity to thank the tallest man but not taller than me, 𝗬𝗲𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀 is from communication. I hope it's not in my language. We also have Emmanuel God with us, it's down there. We also have the great Sovereign, it's a great man. Yes, he has been so instrumental. Apart from that, we've also been working with the community members, and I cannot enumerate all of them. May I recognize you too. Your Excellency, this work was about mapping and assessment of the vulnerability in 𝗲𝗄𝗏. We recognize the challenge posed by vulnerability, and we developed some data. And this data, we now later ask ourselves, we have this data telling us this is our level of vulnerability. So what? Now, we had the support of again SDI telling us, can you now think of using that data in terms of planning? We realized some challenges, and specifically the adaptive capacity. So we started with some kind of planning, and hence came up with the adaptation plan. The adaptation plan, Your Excellency, has details in terms of the mitigation measures to be taken over this. Your Excellency, one issue that we have, especially in the academic, is the use of our resources, and namely research findings. We've been working very closely with the community, and I'm asked to report that the community took the lead role. What we were doing is what we call co-creation of knowledge. When we were going around, I didn't know whether Honorable Speaker is an engineer, a politician, a journalist, a planner. So we realized that we have vast knowledge. And that is what we're tapping on from the. Now, this knowledge now, the community is telling us, how can it transform and translate? And we are saying now we prepare a document. The document now, we are now handing it over. Madam Waziri, Judy. Now we are giving you this document. And this document, we are now telling, and I'm happy, the legislative arm is able to present it. Maybe you can't see.
community presented identify sources of words, and there is a reason for that. The 7 words within the software, in the detailed report that is being launched today. Impact of climate change. For example, is affected when we talk about the water and sanitation sector, the livelihood sector. She just given you a figure about the number of children who are affected. So data gaps was one, and we decided to bring that data implementation. Another initiative like me. The other one was social in terms of the impacts of climate change. Is it people living with HIV/AIDS? Who exactly is most affected? In terms of opportunities, technology and innovation, there are a number of opportunities through which our youth can be able to generate data, population, and prioritization to enhance climate change. The other opportunity is different communities within the same different specifically designed to help. I mean, here the impact in terms of, as this process was how does security was to help strengthen county government and most today. Policy documents. The CIA change is not something we get to talk about on the science, but it becomes an integrated part of the CIP and as Kisumu.
One brief before we answer. Are you ready? One please. Kuja
has been a long journey, and I would like just to say a few words so that I can here we are launching 3 documents. Documents was sponsored by SDI, and that is the ability assessment and economic and social analysis, which was being led by experts as well. Yeah, but we felt it was important these 3. We are very happy for the support that we got, and I would like to request my colleagues who are in the technical team to rise up so that we can be able to recognize them. This includes all the environment officers, sub-county environment officers, and the director of environment. All those who are in the technical team, please rise up so that you can be recognized. Yeah, the physical planning department, the climate change, and also the environment department. May you just wave. Yeah, these people need a lot of work in supporting the entire process of these documents. I would also like to recognize our staff from the Water, Environment, Climate Change Department. All of you may rise up wherever you are. Thank you very much. There was a lot of support from the department. Mine is just to thank SDI. Yeah, mine is to thank SDI because when they came to Kisumu and we signed the MOU, they asked us, what would you like us to support in Kisumu? Then we looked at our roadmap on what needs to be done in climate change. We identified that there were challenges in terms of vulnerability assessment. What is it that we need to do for our people in the community so that they can be resilient? Then we identified the vulnerability assessment, especially in the informal settlements and the wards village that was assigned for climate intervention is what can be a low-hanging fruit for the implementation of the adaptation plans. And therefore, I would like to say that I want to thank everybody, and I want to welcome all of you to this launch. May I now invite the Chief Officer to say a few words so that we can be able to proceed. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, I want to recognize the County Assembly members who are present with us. Good afternoon. I'll be very brief. Much has been said. I just want to have one point about this report that we are giving today. It's about the climate vulnerability and risk assessment. One comment which I want to make is layered into environment, social and economic. Social and economic. Our informal settlements, majorly if you look at around Nyalenda, Manyata, Ubunga, and Masaria, remains highly susceptible to flood, to poor that are bearing the heaviest burden. Not because they are weak, but because the structural inequalities have left them with fewer resources and options. And therefore, I want to conclude that climate change is not coming. It is here and is felt most deeply by those who have the least, especially the women, youth, persons with disabilities, the elderly, and the urban poor. But amidst this vulnerability lies a people showing resilience, community strength, the power of inclusion, and the opportunity to act is more than data. It is grounded in public participation. It is the result of long hours. This report is a collection of shared insights, identified risks, which will help shape. The next step now is about our planning and budgeting that should go into this plan, so that it is not just another document that we are going to, so that we can continue the program. Before Waziri comes, sorry for that, I want to take this opportunity to recognize the chief officers who are here with us. I can see, and the directors, can we chief officer for agriculture, livestock, fisheries, irrigation, and blue economy, and the tourism, sorry for that, 𝗤𝗲𝗂 and the rest of the directors. Thank you so much.
The Governor of the great county of Kisumu, Dr. 𝗤𝗲𝗂 𝗞𝗲𝗆, Honorable Raro. I also want to recognize all the county assembly members, more specifically from the 7th, Dr. 𝗦𝗗𝗞𝗲, who is representing the Vice Chancellor, Maseno University. I also want to applaud the Director for SDI, Mr. 𝗤𝗲𝗂𝗞𝗲, my fellow CCs. I want to recognize all the other partners who have created time to be here and have supported this process. And the county government staff who have made it here, you have already been recognized, so I don't need to do it again. But I also want to recognize some very key communities. Thank you very much for your input and making time today. Good afternoon. My name is 𝗤𝗲𝗂 and I'm the CEC, Department of Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources. As a department, we are very delighted. I'm Farida Sali. Please wave at them. Madam Farida is the CC, that is Waziri in charge of Trade, Tourism, Industry and Marketing. John Awiti. Please appreciate John Awiti. Waziri John Awiti is the CC in charge of Education, Technical Training, Innovation and Social Services within the county government of Kisumu. Let me start by appreciating the entire team. And special thanks to Ishana, who was part of this process. As I mentioned, we are very happy as a department because these documents that have been quite a number of projects and the plans that as a department we intend to implement in the next 2 years. As mentioned, our intention is to align them accordingly. For the department. And this is not just about the environment, it's about water, it's climate change, and it is natural resources. So these documents that are being launched today will be very, very instrumental as the Waziri. For the next 2 years, our work is cut out and is well aligned to this. I'm happy that you will take. And asking me what are the words. mentioned that of us, and you can see there are quite a number of young people in this room. Practices, we change our behavior. For those who are listening to the youth out here, as they were exhibiting, it's crucial. Kisumu County tree cover is barely 1.6%. You can say we know what we experience. We need to change that. Sometimes when I sit with my colleagues, even from their tree cover is about
Is given us plus and maybe of institutions. When we were starting the school, one of the reasons we gave to be based in this so that we don't take people to Eldoret, to Nairobi.
these fishing people for years, for centuries, but we were waiting for experts from Nairobi. That's what I'm saying. Real experts are in the community, and then we have experts in the universities, and then we have the officers, governor, we have speaker, we have the National Assembly members here. These are issues that can be discussed, brought forward, documented, and then strategies are done. In the question of China and their earthquake, after they had planned and they were implementing what they think would help, the US government ran China and asked them, do you need any help from the US? And they said, for now, nothing. I think this county can be self-sufficient if we cooperated like this. Responsive, should there be an issue we need to do together? We are in fact employees of the people of Kenya. This university, Maseno University is a public university, so it belongs to the community, it belongs to all of us. It should serve us. And as a representative of the Vice Chancellor here, we are servants. And we just need to be called upon and we are ready. All kinds of expertise and so on. So, I thank our colleagues, I thank the students, but I also thank our expertise in the university. The Vice Chancellor would have liked to be here, but he got engaged in his voice is his voice, humbly telling the DG, if you want us tomorrow or later in the afternoon, Maseno University is the county university. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. 𝗲𝗂 𝗞𝗲𝗀. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to recognize the presence of Mr. Vic. Thank you. Now, let me take this opportunity to invite the funders of this project. Mr. Joseph Kimani, karibu sana.
Very the podium again. I've been trying to run away from Congress. Oh, it's really okay. This one at least I act like I'm preaching. Informal settlements in this Ghana. Kenya is affiliated to the global network. We use the word shark. In Kenya, we use the word slum. So it means the same. Movements of collectives which are the CPOs that we met today showcase under the umbrella in Kenya and in Kisumu here. become an easy vehicle of translating these plans into simple actions and put a lot of resources in their projects. So we just need to complement that, come in and take up this as our project. I'm happy to announce under the banner called Urban Track, and in Kisumu again, we'll work with proposed actions within the implementation plan. So we are not just drawing it to you, but we also want to work together in innovating. And I know the University of Maseno will be very critical in supporting us in that direction. So tuendelee kusupport ama tuiachia? Tuendelee, hata si kuendelea kusupport, tuendelee kusupportiana, si ndio? Muungano. 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 Information.
Very much. A better clap for Mr. Kimani and SDI. Muungano na wanavijiji. Thank you. Now let me take this County Assembly, Honorable 𝗬𝗲𝗍 Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Waziri. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of the County, Dr. 𝗬𝗲𝗍, allow me to ride on protocol that already been observed. Before I make a few comments, I want to recognize the presence of members of County Assembly of Kisumu who are here, led by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable 𝗬𝗲𝗍𝗀, and just stand that way. There is also the MC of 𝗬𝗲𝗍𝗀 B. So those who are coming from 𝗬𝗲𝗍𝗀 B, remember is here. We have the chair of what to my MCA, Honorable Samuel Daly. Please stand that way. Those who are coming from Kisumu North, and if you know you are in Clement J, that is your chair. We have a honorable member from 𝗬𝗲𝗍𝗀 B, Honorable James Were, thank you. Also a member of the Water Committee, I believe. Honorable Karen Odhiambo, MCA 𝗬𝗲𝗍𝗀 from the Central constituency. Honorable Zach Koyo, that is Central Ward in Kisumu West constituency. Very welcome. Honorable Sami Onyango, Railways Ward. Please welcome. Because of time, I will talk on your behalf. You know, I'm also, most of them have been done. Mine will be mostly comments. Number one, I want to appreciate all the collaborators in this event, and most so Maseno University. I think of recent, Dr. 𝗬𝗲𝗍𝗀 realized that Maseno has partnered with Kisumu County, starting from the COVID-19 that you referred to, the call center. It's a discussion all over the country and even internationally. And then of recent there is 𝗄𝗲𝗓, who have also partnered with Maseno University. And right now we are seeing this. As members of County Assembly, I can say that it's important to work using that, to read that. And what you did now gives us a glimpse of the gaps that we need to bridge as the persons responsible for legislation. And I've seen that they are a bit specific. And look at even the existing interventions. I wish that instead of looking at the slums within the city, 5 other municipalities, and the municipal centers are Maseno, Ahero, Muhoroni, Ombewa, and Katiki. And if you look at those centers, then exactly what I've seen in that document is what happens in those particular centers. So we need to further this. Even as we know this, we need to think about those particular centers in terms of planning. Number 2, I want to give a comment on in our attempt to address climate change. And I'll mention maybe 3 or 4 things that we need to do. The first one, climate change is the only problem that's a lot of big ones: vulnerability, adaptability, resilience, adaptation. Dr. Majango, I wish we could do research to get some light words that can be accepted. And if you see those terms are very big, vulnerability words. How I wish we could get simple terms that we can use when addressing climate change. The other area, I have looked at the document, and I've seen, I was very keen on the reference point of it. But I've noticed that there are other critical documents that are not being referred. I don't know whether it's intentionally or maybe it was just an omission. Your predecessor, Madam Waziri, I think it was Mary Nagwa, so 2023-2027, Kisumu County Climate Change Action Plan, 2023-2027. I have not seen it referred to there. This one was funded by, I think, the Dutch. It was the Dutch government. I think there was also the German corporation. Then there is a county sustainability mobility plan, which was funded by UN Habitat, Kisumu County, among other stakeholders. Then there is the Kisumu County Climate Change Act, 2020. The Kisumu County Land Use Physical Development Plan has been taxed, though it's not in the reference. The Kisumu County Integrated Development Plan 2023-2027 has been refunded in that particular document. If you look at those documents very keenly, and I want to talk to those who are coming from Kisumu County government, especially if you're in the Department of Water, Department of Land, these documents ought to form the basis of what we have developed here. In other words, what I'm saying, we are trying of the constraint of resource. We have got limited resources, but we still do not want to maximize on what we have done. Because the team, if the team were willing to assist the county government to come up with a report, we would have identified the gaps and tell them this is the gaps that we want to focus on. Because I see a lot of very positive steps again in what has been produced, because now it's very specific on what the interventions are. So that calls for synergy. I know for sure. And the CEO has mentioned here that he's the custodian of the funds that are doing this, but not the financial. I know that different participants always find it difficult to attribute results. And I want to call upon Maseno University. As an assembly, we want to collaborate with you to come up with a policy together with the executive on synergy and targeting specifically attribution of results, and whatever action that was taken. So if we have got different partners, we have done different activities, and there's a change in the society, it is still possible to get your name in terms of the results. That is a measure. I am afraid that the call that now we don't give this report but implement it, we may get another partner who wants to do another assessment. We don't want another assessment. One in the Department of Water, where we have something called FLOCA. That's a very big term. FLOCA. FLOCA is financing locally led climate actions. I'm very interested in the word locally, because now that's where the rubber meets the road. It is supposed to be the community who gives the ideas on what is supposed to be implemented. That funding is with us here in Kisumu County, plus in the action plans that we implement. However, there is a challenge. And the challenge is a discussion not of the county government. There is a budget that goes for personal emoluments, then the one that goes for operation and maintenance, and the one that goes for development. Personal emoluments 35%. Operation and maintenance 35%. It is not our creation, it's a creation of the national government. It's the government of the actions that are provided there. They are not brick and mortar. They are softwares. We are with you when you support. In terms of either extra release to them, supporting them, awareness creation, and even marketing. All those things require funds. But there is an animal called absorption rate. If the county government challenges enough to private, there are opportunities that have been seen. The opportunities now, you see, they can make chairs there, there are fish feeds, there are fertilizers which are coming from things related to climate change, side of development. Because the development is rated in terms of brick and mortar. Now, this is where we need to have the conversation, not from the cloud alone. Development includes even supporting those who have certain innovations like what you have seen here. That if you give making the not payments but capital, that they are not able to continue with the process because the kind of equipment they are using. For your information, if the county government was to buy for them an equipment, it won't be classified under development. It will be classified under giveaways. Do you think it's really a waste of money to support those particular people who are doing that activity? Do you think it's a waste of money? Then we need to raise our voice. We need to raise our voice on what we need to consider as development and what we need to consider as giveaways. Now, I wanted also to give a 𝗲𝗲𝗂𝗶𝗲𝗀 is the CC member in charge of education. Recently, we went with him to launch some 2 projects where there was funding by they used the tires. They used tires. I think Honorable here is a beneficiary in my one. Then Honorable Banega, I don't know if he's here. I've not seen it. They used tires to develop. Those doing chairs there, I'm 100% sure can do that. What is the link between us and that guy? So that when we're doing ECD classroom, we are sure that we also have play items in the schools because we have the locally available materials to make play items. That's a missing link. A missing link on an opportunity that can generate money to the community and also make our schools better for learning. And not just that alone, including even the roads department, in agriculture, in terms of value addition, even in this city, even flowers. And sometimes you get them as far as from other counties, neighboring Sumu County. I have seen here people have flowers. I've seen flower vessels. I've seen tree seedlings. I think that could be an indicator that we still need to work today. And when another allows such linkages to exist at least, because sometimes it becomes very difficult for the county executive committee member usage of money. Last but not least, I want to say that we have tried to come up with a lot of legal frameworks on how to manage a number of areas that have been mentioned in that document, including water, there is agriculture, there is environment, there is physical land use, which is very key, if not the first, to have a physical land use plan for the possible growth nodes and even the possible expansion within the existing boundaries. We collaborate with you as an assembly. We have an open door policy. We also want to pledge on behalf to request members of the county assembly that now we are dealing with this builder. And it comes at a time when we are just making we are just moving towards the last budget, the last steps of budget making process. And that's why people take a lot of interest, the estimates. It's upon you to read the report and also to look at the gaps that are available and to liaise with the relevant departments to ensure that we have the budgets to allow the primary experts. With those few remarks, I want to say that if you are happy that whatever is done is good and can take Kisumu County to the next level, clap once for Masini. If you are sure that what the partners have done, starting with Maseno, there's SDI, there's Muungano, Vijiji, clap twice. Now that's normal clapping. Now I want to do one for climate change. Let me give you a reaction. If I say 1, 2, 3, clap once, you do what? Clap once. 1, 2, 3, snap once, snap. So for everybody, for you, for me, and all the participants, 1, 2, 3, clap once. 1, 2, 3, snap once. Now we want to do for climate change because we are doing things now to reverse everything. So if I say clap once, you snap. You snap once. If I say snap once, you clap once. For everything that we have known today, and we are going to start working on climate change actions. 1, 2, 3, clap once.
Now.
For climate is the reverse. For climate change actions, 1, 2, 3, clap once. 1, 2, 3, snap once. Good. Now we have welcome the Deputy Governor of Kisumu County, Dr. 𝗲𝗲𝗶𝗲𝗀, to come forward and make his remarks.
Yeah, thank you. Your Excellency, can you have just a brief Ohangla before we get the deputy? Just Ohangla, kidogo, Your Excellency. If you're...
Thank you. Speaker has done a good job. Clap once. Clap twice. Thank you very much. 𝗲𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗲𝗲𝗂𝗃 join in our functions because, as you have observed today, if you are listening to him for the first time, he is indeed a man of substance. The county governor, Professor 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, was meant to preside over this event. Due to pressure of work, he's actually out of the country, somewhere in the US of A, thinking and acting. And I hope that is acceptable. Okay, you know we are online, and there's a possibility that he's looking at what we are doing here. And so, to my brother and friend, the County Assembly Speaker, the Honorable County Assembly, especially those of you who are from the assemblies or from the wards where this project is being implemented for water, environment, natural resources, and climate change, the Honorable Minister of Lodge, Asante Sana, our principals. Good to see you, thank you for coming. And of course, the Waziri in charge introduced. I will not mention your names, but I want you to know that we appreciate your being here. I recognize all the director to the, devolved unit, as you know it, to the grassroots. We recognize all of you here. The executive background is somehow similar. My friend Joseph Kimani, karibu sana. I just reminded him that from Kibera to Kariobangi, Korogocho, where I used to live, you could take a bus that will take you all the way, number 28. If you know Kenya bus service then, or Nyayo bus. That time, the mass urban transport system in Nairobi used to work. And as young people, sometimes if you have relatives across, you could duck and not pay a fare all the way through. If you have relatives living in Dandora, for example, you could still use number 42, I think. From you, Shark Dollars International, who were here today. And allow me also now to recognize the presence of Dr. Owen Konyango, who was very ably represented university. We have community leaders here, we have civil society champions, we have development partners, we have members of the fourth estate, and of course, our very distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
On behalf of the Governor, I feel very privileged to join you here today as we discuss climate change. For years, our people have lived with the constant reality of what we call climate risks. The floods that don't knock before they sometimes reveals very little. Our informal settlements and vulnerable communities have felt the weight of these challenges with lots of pain. It was a death sentence. So we pivoted. We chose community-driven solutions, and we also chose bold shifts and strategic partnerships. And I want to thank the department led by 𝗲𝗲𝗂 for the partners that the department brought together for us to realize this dream. Today, we are not just launching a report, Mr. Speaker, sir. We are launching resilience, hope, and a blueprint for survival and success in the face of climate change. The Speaker was very deep to be able to take note of what his discussion was. It was off the cuff, but very detailed. He talked about documents that have been generated over time. That the Speaker allowed me just to let you know we are keen on all the documents that we have launched, and especially that we have sought the support of the County Assembly. The Kisumu County Climate Change Action Plan that you did talk about, that is for 2022 to 2027, is actually the basis of FLOCA projects, the big one, effects, positive ones in the population that we have in the county of Kisumu. Kisumu County, of course, has taken bold steps toward building climate resilience through collaboration, especially this one with Shark Dwellers International and Maseno University and the Voices for Just Climate Action Program. We conducted a participatory climate risk and vulnerability 7-ward adaptation plans, placing local priorities at the center of action. We strengthened climate governance by building leaving no one behind. Ladies and gentlemen, today we proudly unveil the Kisumu County, showing where we stand and where we must go together. We are unveiling the 7-ward adaptation plan. We present the economic and social assessment of climate change 2024, because fighting climate change. This launch is a declaration that Kisumu County is serious about resilience. And Waziri, I've just talked to our partner there, my friend 𝗲𝗲𝗂, that probably, just like it was with FLOCA, this report must count for something. Now we know where we are coming from to be able to deliver on things that we must do out of this report. I hear you. So we firmly believe that the climate adaptation is not just a luxury. This government is committed to ensuring that the right is honored at every level, from the informal settlements that bear the brunt of climate shocks to the broader county structures that must lead the way in ensuring resilience. However, let us be very clear. Producing reports and crafting action plans is only the beginning. The real measure of relentless political will. And I know that we'll be handing over this report to the County Assembly Speaker. We hope together we are averse or we are aware of where we must go, because sometimes I think that we may need the support of the County Assembly just in the event that probably 1 or 2 projects out of here may be required in our budget. Words, ladies and gentlemen, must translate into work, and ambitions must be backed by budgets. Without action, even the best strategies are limited. I stand here today to make it clear and to let you know that we have an unwavering commitment as a county to what we are talking about here today. We will prioritize financing for world-level climate actions, and will ensure that the most vulnerable communities are not left behind. We will embed climate resilience across every sector, from the homes that we build, and I'm happy that people must then prove to you that they'll have some form of green spaces, okay, before you approve the plans. To the households that we equip and the roads that we construct, the schools that we nurture, we'll create and strengthen multi-stakeholder partnerships, ensuring that no good idea, no matter how small the voice it comes from, is ignored or sidelined. To our partners and grassroots organizations, I want to urge you to stay loud. I want to urge you to stay firm and to continue holding the torch of accountability very high. To the County Assembly, to the people of Kisumu, I want you to demand results out of your leaders. Demand transparency and never settle for anything less than what you deserve. Climate resilience is not a favor we do for future generations. It is only meaningful inheritance we can leave behind, essential for the survival and also for the dignity of our people. In Kisumu, we are determined, and the phrase that cities where the poor live in the home. And for you who have interacted with this study or with this project, it is your responsibility to be our ambassador and the individual. There must be a responsibility to each and everyone. And so that responsibility must be inculcated in the people by the champions and the change agents who are sitting here today. Together, we will not mere endure the effects of a changing climate. We will thrive, propelled by, fueled by our collaboration and driven by our creativity. And one of the major collaborators that we have in the county of Kisumu is really Maseno University. Therein lies, experts that can help augment what we are hoping to deliver using the experts that we have on board. And so all departments literally can have a link to the university. There's so much that have been said about the new urban centers or the municipalities as we know them. We can't wait until this, and I saw the students here, right there. So what kind of collaboration can we have? What kind of collaboration can we have in the area of health? And an open door policy. So if the governor operates an open door policy, the speaker operates an open door policy, sasa kama wewe ni waziri, wewe ni chief officer, wewe ni director, sub-county admin, mlango lazima uwe wazi. Si ni kweli? So that we can have that collaboration. Remember that synergy that the speaker talked about all the time will take us to our desired destination. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the governor, and I know that we have another program there, allow me now to declare this, was it a project or something? A report out of this project. And I want to read it so that we get to know exactly what we are launching. On behalf of the governor of Kisumu, I want to now declare the Climate Risk and Vulnerability Assessment Report, World Adaptation.
Thank Your Excellency. And somebody needs to help, because I know there is another gift. Now this is the gift for His Excellency the Governor that you deliver, Professor 𝗞𝗲𝗍𝗶. Your Excellency, we also have a gift for you. We have a gift for you. We also have a gift for the Maseno University.
of the adaptation planning process.
Tusimame tafadhali.
Our Deputy Governor officially does the launch. On 5, 4, let's count together. Tuanze pamoja. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Makofi, vigelegele. Okay, please don't leave. We have lunch being served after this. And as our guests are taking their seats, we have soft copies of this report that will also be shared virtually. So if you've not got a hard copy, soft copy.
Let's pray. Almighty Father, we began with you, we end with you. We thank you for this success. We celebrate your goodness today. May you lead us forward, and may you be glorified in all this. Preserve each one of us, and we pray and believe.
Your events are Lanch jamii. Kwa hiyo tunaendelea.